Thank you, YouTube, for checking out the channel. First and foremost, we appreciate everyone who's here. What we're going to be doing today is working on the long-awaited 95 Kobe build. All right, everyone, it's been a long time coming. We got all of our parts cleaned up and pretty much covered with towels because I do powder coat in here and things get rather dusty. So I got really tired of doing all that, so we got everything over there covered up. We're gonna go ahead and get on the new stand. I got a stand from Harbor Freight the other day. Well, today I got tired of freaking waiting on everything, and I got tired of just, basically we have the 05 sitting back there, and that's just waiting on the rear shock. But that's holding up my lift. So this one, we're gonna go ahead and get our frame up on there, and once we get our frame on there, lift it up, and we're gonna start putting some stuff in. I think I'm going to do this a little different. First thing I'm going to do is get the motor in, get the exhaust on so I can see that sitting there. It'll balance out the weight a lot, but I'm ready for this one. This one's going to be crazy looking. But let's go. All right, so let's go ahead over here. We got that frame looking nice and good. So we had it cleaned off the other day. Basically, I'm going to pick it up. We're going to carry it over there, get it on the stand. We're going to carry it over there and get it on the stand. Good to go, and then we'll be uncovering the parts as we're putting them on. But the first thing we're going to do is get this on the stand, get the stand up in the air, start getting that motor over to it. All right, let's get down here. We're going to talk about this motor. Boom. So what we did was we decided that we were going to keep this thing as original as possible. So with keeping it original as possible, that was a great plan. But as you all know, I came across the 05 that ended up having this motor in it, and I could not pass this motor up. So I rebuilt the 05 motor, the one that was in here, back to stock, and as you've seen that in the last video, this is a 421 Assassin's kit. So we have the 4mm crank in the bottom, we have the 68 pistons, we have the cool head with the 19cc domes. We have the lockup clutch cover. This is the Mod Quad that I powder coated yellow. I powder coated the case, it's black. The top of the cool head black. Cleaned everything else up. But man, this thing looks good. Coupled with that, we are going to get the CPI pipes on here shortly. So it's going to be a lot of yellow going into this Kobe, right? I didn't want to do any purple because there's crazy amount of purple on the plastics. But let's get this motor in the machine. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is just throw this towel over, hopefully that I don't beat anything up when I'm getting the motor in. For the most part, you want it to keep looking as new as possible. So I'm going to give it a shot. And this is, it's not the lightest thing in the world. So I already have my hardware over here, and it is already covered with anti-seize. So what I'm gonna do is just line up this rear one over here, right here.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit.
Just get this tightened up right here. And the motor's pretty much in there.
I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute. I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. And this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams.
All right, so we're in there, right? Looking good. So we have our hardwire all in there, tightened down. We have those bumpers that go in here that help with the vibration. On the other side, we have the bumper on this side, and everything is tightened down with some anti-seize in there. So it's all looking good. Got a little bit of smudges on stuff. But overall, motor's in there secure. We just have to get the lower supports tightened up with these bolts. But for right now, we're just going to stash those in there and get that tightened up later on. So what we're going to do now, we've got all this other hardware laid out. We're going to go ahead and hang our CPI pipes, get those all back through there, because I just want to see what this thing's going to look like with these pipes. This is the black gloss Cerakoted. I've already went right here and put the other side on already. But what I did have to do is, so the motor had a little bit of play, I took the bolts that I already tightened up, loosened those up here in the 4, and we're gonna go ahead and get this one on. So we're gonna just go down. It is a snug fit if you want to keep those stock bumpers on, but that's on there, nice and tight. And I'll go ahead and get my hardware that I already pre-coated. Put the one down here. And then these, I did go ahead and put nut zerts in there, so I don't have to worry about bolts on the back. So everything is just going to be hand tight for now, just so I can have enough play to get the pipes into the rear. All right, so my camera people, my little helpers decided to quit on me, but I've gotten a lot of progress done to the Kobe. So it looks absolutely wonderful. I have it sitting up here beside the other one. We're waiting on the exact same part, the rear shock. I have 2 of them coming. Hopefully it should be here by Wednesday, but this is where we're at. I love the look of this machine. It looks wonderful. We're going to get close. We're going to talk about some changes that we've done and keep going. So we got everything in there motor-wise. I do have another clear cover coming with the shift fork. The Mod Quad shift fork comes on there. So I do have that coming. We have the key-in PWKs. I think they're a 36 or 35. I got to measure them. I can't remember. CPIs are on there and Cerakoted. Slip-ons are on. I have the seat wrapped up. Looks great. Everything on there is powder coated. What I did do was something different though. So these are YFZ 450 ball joints. I did take it to a machinist, had him drill this out, bore this out, and I did a little bit more modifications to it to get these to be press in. The original design he did had a set screw. I didn't like that at all, so I welded up some more. So these were able to be powder coated with a tight ball joint still. I like that a lot. We're gonna see how that all sits down and plays out. But this is kind of like, Mach 1, so we'll figure that out. Not perfect, because after I got it all on there real good, I did have to go on there with the grinder and take some of the powder off. So, those are things that I did not think about. Radiator, hopefully I'll be having it on here a little bit later, but yeah, look at the arms. Looking great. Still got to get the tie rods on, get all the front suspension and stuff, that area tightened up. But, man, that looks so good in there. Got to get the rear end on, everything done back here. We did put these rear supports in, got those powder coated silver to match everything else. But man, don't these things look really good? Yeah. So, good to go there. We'll be getting that front radiator put on. Then we'll be getting the shock put on. So we'll figure out which foot it is.
Hold my beer for a minute. I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go! Hey! Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, oh. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, oh. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
So we've gotten a lot done since the last little part of the video. As you see, we got wheels and tires on. These are Baja wheels that I have bought. I came across the front ones right here in a nice deal with the YFZ 450 that I had. And I was like, let me just look online and see if I can find the rears. So the rears got them online, brand new, about like $300 freaking. But I got them, blasted them, powder coated to match everything else. Motors in there. I did take out the cover right here. I have a new one from Fast coming in. I have the tuning forks coming, as well as a new cover. But this is the hardware, just in case I need this. I'm thinking the hardware that might come with it might be a little bit longer, but we'll see. Here we have the master cylinder that I took now. I have the brake lines and everything on there, but I couldn't get them to bleed because I couldn't get pressure. And when I would squeeze the lever, the pressure would shoot up and I couldn't get it to bleed out. So I bought a rebuild kit for it. But it's been Cerakoted, so I'm not really worried about how dirty it looks now. It's going to all turn around. But the wheels and everything look absolutely wonderful on there. Sun F tires. These are 21 by 6 by 10. Stock is 21 by 7 by 10s. And in the rear, there are 9s. And they are the stock size, which is a 20 by 11 by 9. So that's my setup for my wheels. Aluminum polished everything as far as the color powder, which looks wonderful. You saw the replaceable ball joints that I already did. Handlebars on. Right now, I do have a few parts here. And these are hanging because they're going to get the clear on them. And this is the rear shock. I got my shocks back from Jogaga. So what we're going to do is get that all together, and I'm going to show you that. But when I got them from Kevin, they were blasted. They were rebuilt and blasted, but he left the raw spring because I wasn't 100% sure what build they were going to go on. Turns out this one needed a rear one, so I was able to match the spring. And I didn't know the other one was going to need a shock, so now we can able to color match the screen. Turn the phone. All right, so up here, I did use the TRX thumb throttle. We have the covers on with the custom headlights that I've done, so they do have halos. We're going to be getting the DC conversion wired in later on, but as far as right now, what I'm trying to do is just finally get this thing as a roller, but we're close. And when I say we're close, we're really close. That shock is the only thing that's holding us up. Back here, CPI pipe, so I do have the new brake, the rotor, got the chain on there. Everything powder coated here looking good. I do need to tighten up my axle nut, but that's about the only thing that I have left to do. And I will do that once I get the chain, get it down on the ground, because it's hard to have the leverage up here. We have just some aftermarket heel guards. I am going to run just a factory style on here. These are cheaper ones, and I can just see some of the differences. So one of the differences I see here basically is right here. If you can come around this side. The weld there is crappy, and it's a little bit higher. And if you compare that over here, to this one, you see the weld is flat and it's complete. That's about the only difference. All right, so down here, that's just the biggest thing. I don't really think that's going to be a huge issue, but it only could take me maybe like 2 hours to get that done. I'll take it out, and I'll drop it in the stripper if need be. After I drop it in the stripper, I'll just get it out, gas it out, powder coat it, or sandblasted, re-weld it, powder coat it. It might take 2.5 hours at top, but I don't really think that's going to be a huge problem with that. But right here, our CPI pipes look absolutely amazing. Our tires look good. Basically, I just got to get the headlights wired in. So on the low beam, it's going to have the halos and the demon eyes, and on the high beam, it's going to have the actual projectors, the lights. So we're good there. We got our oversized tank. I Cerakoted it. It looks absolutely wonderful. Did straighten out the fins in it. But besides that, man, we're really close. We're just going to have our carbs. I'm going to get the carbs. You got to get in here and get the carbs. The carbs right here, what I am going to be doing is probably replacing that brass with a brass one. And then I'm going to be putting my K&N filters on the back, so we're good. I am going to run a overflow tank, but it's going to be a small aftermarket one that I'm going to just have down here, but that's good. Overall, we're pretty good. We're going to get the shock done here in a little bit, come back with that little bit of footage, get this thing on the ground, get it outside in some sunlight. Then we're going to get this video closed up. All right, so we have finally got the 95 sitting on the ground because we got the shock in. It looks absolutely wonderful. Before I show it real quick, I'm just going to let you know I got this shock from Jogaga. I think he does absolutely great work. Turnaround time is pretty good. And the price was great. So I sent him these shocks. This is what they look like original. He basically rebuilt them, revalved them, put new oil in them, seals, cleaned them up really good. One of them did not have the adjustment valve on it, and he rebuilt that and put a new adjustment valve, got all that correctly in there. We did the bodies, satin black, looking absolutely wonderful. He put his sticker on there, which I think makes it pop. He put in new bushings or new bearings, I guess, kind of like that eye bearing in there. He put that in there. Everything looks good, new seals. I did tell him I did not want him to powder coat the springs. Reason being is because I didn't know what these were actually going to go on at the time. When I sent them, I only had the one Banshee, but I didn't know what the other Banshee was going to look like. I didn't know we were going to come across more Banshees while he had these. That worked out great. Once I got the springs home, I was able to powder coat one of them black, one of them yellow. We have both machines sitting here, but we're going to take a look at this one right now. So here we are. We have the Kobe model sitting out here, right, looking wonderful. I mean, I don't think we could have gotten any better than this right here. So I decided, as I stated, to do all yellow. We were waiting on that rear shock. So we got the shock in there, got it installed, hardware and everything is in there. The carbs are in there good, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm liking the filters. I mean, they're the K&N or the K&N style. One's a little bit more crushed than the other one. I mean, they're in there, but I'm not 100% sure I'm liking them. I might have to switch something up. They're kind of far back, but I need to go look at my other Banshee and see how far those are back in there as well. But as you see, what is this box sitting here? This is just, I have the DC conversion that's going to be going in here, but what I wanted to do, this is my power supply here. So once I turn the power on with this, fans start moving. This one's kind of stuck, so I'm going to do something with that. But cut my power supply on, and I got my switch here up. I got this one hooked down to the two wires that are going to be connecting to the battery. But when you turn the headlights on, you'll get the halo and demon eyes up front. Man, those look good. Freaking good once the covers are off. Then once you put the high beams on, you'll get some good output, some good light for sure. So I think that looks wonderful. I mean, that's going to be up there with no flicker, looking great. We did go ahead and get these powder coated, the end caps. So that's about it. Only thing now what I need to do is get the wiring here, harness here, get those soldered, heat shrinked so that all goes in there correctly. Then I think we're going to be able to start kicking this thing soon. I mean, DC conversion and start kicking it. Yeah. Oil and all that stuff in there, we're good. I want to cut the lights off so we can see what these lights are going to look like. Halos and demon eyes, they do cast some light out. That looks great. Yeah, it looks wonderful. But you can slightly see the red in there, but yeah, right there, that was a good angle. See the red in there like that with the yellow going around. And as far as light output goes, headlights are nice and bright. Yeah, that's nice and bright. And then we're back to the white. So that's going to be what the DC conversion is going to be looking like. Absolutely wonderful. We're going to be running our standard setup with the Trail Tech regulator. Going back here into the back. We're going to go under the seat this time instead of doing the front bracket. I just want to do something a little bit different than the other one. So under the seat, we're just going to have the Trail Tech regulator. And we're going to have the battery. And I'm going to get all that wired in. All right, so it's time to get the lights back on. Look like a freaking shadow right there. I'm not even dark. Light skin, kind of. Mid skin. Caramel. Not quite a milk. Yeah, caramel. Not milk chocolate. You know. But, I mean, you can't tell me that doesn't look good. Look at that. Just look at it. Man. Anyway, so we can go ahead and conclude this one up. I finally got it down. Next video is going to be, hopefully, I'm going to be getting some starting done to it once all the wiring and stuff is good. One more video and we'll be getting this one closed up. This one has done a heck of a transformation. In the next video, what we're going to do is go over how it looked when I first got it, show some pictures and all that to where it's at now, pretty much go through the whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to put out a financial report or anything like that because I know this one is one I'm keeping, and I lucked out with the motor. So the motor didn't cost me anything. We all know that whole motor. Bottom end stock can be like $1,200 if you get one used. You put a 4 mil in there, cylinders, pipes, all that. I mean, it's all going to add up really quickly. So, I mean, I got the daggone pipes for like $450. They looked rough when I got them, but now with the Cerakote on there and me doing some magic powder on there, you can't tell me that doesn't look good. All right, everyone, if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like button and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Be waiting for the footage for the 2005 and the 2003 to be coming out. The 2003 is going to take a little bit of time, but the 2005 is already right here loaded up. But if you don't want to wait, go ahead and check out the 2005 that I've already done. That's my other 421 right here, and the 93. That's a bad one that we did over there.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe